Hi, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Sascha Segan, he's Will Greenwald, and we're here in the PCMag Labs in New York City to bring you 3 of the top tech news stories of the day, show you one cool thing that is in our labs right now, and answer one of your reader questions. So let's get to it. Apple has some new products and some new prices on the market today.
For Europe.
And China. In the UK, France, Germany, Australia, there's another continent right there, and China, Apple just released an 8GB iPhone 5C, which typically costs £40 or €50 less than the 16GB iPhone 5C. So in Europe, for instance, it's €449. Apple has also dropped the iPad 2 from its lineup and replaced it with a Retina iPad, the 4th generation iPad, at $399. Both of these new models have Lightning connectors, so we're getting the idea that Apple is trying to stamp out the 30-pin connector in its lineup in preparation for its new releases, which may come in June or September. There is one 30-pin device still on the lineup. That would be the iPhone 4S, but with the cheaper 5C possibly starting to roll out worldwide. We don't know if it's starting to roll out worldwide, but in case it does, that might knock the 4S off the landscape. Now, I know you said don't buy an iPad 2.
No.
Do you think people should buy a $399 iPad 4?
Possibly. It's hard to tell. I mean, we don't know when Apple will next announce the iPad 6 or whatever that generation is going to be. But currently, the Retina iPad is still very solid, and if you're not married to getting the A7 processor, which is in the iPad Air and the current iPad Mini with Retina, yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah, it's a good value for a Retina iPad. Now, this the 4th generation iPad is a little heavy. That's the one thing to watch out for. But we don't know when the next generation of Apple products will come out. Some of them might come out in June. There's a lot of rumors about that. But for the past couple of years, Apple has been doing a rhythm where they put out some iPhones and iPads in September and October. So you may have to wait that long. If you want an iPad, though, this $399 Retina iPad does look like a decent deal.
And this could finally be the death of 30-pin. And will that also mean the death of speaker docks as a whole? Because it hasn't really caught on that much with Lightning.
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, speaking of iPad, we may get some iPad news as soon as March 27th. Microsoft sent out invites for a March 27th event, which the company says is at the intersection of mobile and cloud. Now, since this comes just a few days before Microsoft's Build conference, which is very Windows-centric, we get the idea that this is not a Windows announcement, otherwise they'd have it at Build. So, is it Office for iPad? That's the big question that everybody has. Will, what do you think? Is it too late for Office for iPad? Does Office for iPad even matter anymore?
The question is functionality, because when Apple made Works free last year, they pretty much undermined any simple, mindless Office suite. So any Office for iPad will have to be able to work almost as powerfully as the desktop version, or the Windows tablet.
Yeah, and it's going to have to compete with that free iWork. So, of course, we're going to have someone at the event from PCMag on March 27th, and we'll have a review of whatever Microsoft's new product is as soon as we can get a hold of it.
Good question. Can Apple Maps actually find the corner of mobile and cloud?
Good question. Okay, moving on. A new report says that a 2013 survey said 17% of people in the U.S. were going to at least probably cut their cable subscriptions, but only 0.1% did. So cord cutting is not really a thing. In fact, cable video subscriptions grew in 2012, and the tiny number of cable video subscribers that the companies are losing, they're more than making up for it with gaining broadband subscribers. Now,
does that also apply to is that number both broadband and television? Because obviously people who are going to cut the cord with their television...
No, we're just talking about TV subscribers.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that's what's amazing. We talk a lot about cord cutting here at PCMag. I'm a cord cutter myself. I have broadband only. I do not have a cable TV subscription.
Same here.
But it sounds like outside this office, nobody else is doing that. What is going on, America? And I think what is going on in America is that the cable companies and the channels who make a lot of money together have done a very good job at firewalling their content and their businesses. Sports it is basically impossible to watch live sports without a cable video subscription. HBO Go requires a cable video subscription. Showtime requires a cable video subscription.
Cinemax, if anyone watched it.
All of these channels are also keeping a lot of their programming off the next day download systems like Amazon and iTunes. And this is just locking people into these eternal high-cost cable subscriptions that just go up and up and up in price. I don't know if there's a solution. I mean, people want to watch these programs, and if the content creators think that working with the cable companies is the best way for them to make money, I don't see a consumer-friendly solution. Do you?
Not really, and part of the problem is consumer patience. Do you want to wait a week or 2 weeks, avoiding spoilers for the latest show, just to save $60 to $80 to $100 a month for your cable or satellite? Because if it'll be on Hulu or Netflix or iTunes or any of that, it's going to be worth it to find out who didn't die or who died or whatever happened that people are going to be talking about all the next day.
And as we know from the $0 upfront cell phone market, Americans are very bad at making financial calculations that involve the future. Okay, moving on to our reader question. Ivy is looking for a mobile app which will allow her to map work sites for her business and take notes on the locations. Ivy, you should take a look at Google Maps Engine. Now, this is a very powerful combination of a mobile and a desktop app. They work with Google accounts, so like Gmail or Google Apps for Business, and they let you create custom maps and annotate them and check in at locations, leave notes. You can create the map on your desktop, so you don't really need to worry about that mobile interface, and then have each of the people who works for your business, maybe who has an address in your Google Apps for Business account, checking in at the locations, navigating between them with Google Maps, and leaving notes. It's a great solution. It can be a little complicated to set up. You may want to look at it. You may need a consultant to set it up, but it really is a terrific, flexible solution. We use Google Apps for Business here at Ziff Davis.
It's extremely powerful.
Yeah, and it works on any Android phone, so there's a broad range of devices out there for you, Ivy. Now, one cool thing in the labs we have had going all show, and it is this.
This is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. This is the first chunk of the Metal Gear Solid 5 duology that's going to come out within the next year or two. It's not clear when the second half, Phantom Pain, will come out, but for the time being, starting today, you can get Ground Zeroes. If you played Metal Gear Solid 2, this is basically the tanker level compared to the big shell, which is what Phantom Pain is going to be. It's much shorter than a full Metal Gear Solid game. It's basically just one prolonged mission, but it's also just $30, and it's on pretty much every current system except the Wii U.
So what are we playing it on here?
This is on the Xbox One.
Okay. And do the Xbox One PS4 versions have features that the versions for the older consoles don't have?
Features, not strictly speaking. At this point, the question is going to be if the quality is better graphically. So we're going to try to do some A/B testing. Okay,
great. Well, we'll have a review of Metal Gear Solid 5 up pretty soon. And that's it for PCMag Live for today. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with more news and more cool tech.